Hey everyone, today I wanted to go through and rank every single clone battle pack from worst to best. In total, there's only been 13, which is kind of weird because I feel like there's been more. Nevertheless, let's get into this list. I will be ranking every single clone battle pack, so that means every battle pack including any clone, even if it's just one. And that even includes versus packs, as at number 14, I have the Clone Trooper versus Droideka set. Now, I think this one's pretty self explanatory. I don't need a whole army of droidekas, and this set tries to force that on you, and it's just not necessary. The clones look pretty good, but you only get one regular Phase 1 clone trooper, which makes it very hard to army build. I love the green look of the sergeant, but it's not really an army buildable figure. And if you had to press me on the build, I'd say it's not that great either. It's okay, but it's not doing this set any favors. Speaking of builds, the droidekas as well. I already complained about them, but on top of, not needing a ton of droidekas and getting two in this set, they don't look that great anyway. At number 13, I have the Clone Troopers and Jedi Battle Pack, which, overall as a small set, I think this is actually a pretty fun build and characters to get. But as a battle pack, it doesn't really work. I can't really build my clone army because I'm going to have a million of the same Jedi. Both those figures are stellar and very good Jedi to pick up, but again, I only need one of each of those. And so only two clone troopers in the set makes it kind of hard to army build. Better than the previous, and definitely a better build too. Even though it's maybe not as accurate to anything we see in Star Wars, I actually like this build a lot more. I think it's just more fun. And yeah, overall, I think the set just missed the mark. It seems in this time period, they just didn't really understand what a battle pack was supposed to be. If they labeled this set differently as just a small set, I would look at it a lot more fondly, but it's not. At number 12, I have the 332nd Clone Battle Pack. I just don't believe this battle pack came at the right time. Or it should have been a versus battle pack. In this battle pack, you get 4 of Ahsoka's clone troopers, including Commander Vaughn, which is a bit of a lazy figure, but it's okay, serviceable. The build, kind of just a throw in, they didn't really know what to put in. I love the jetpacks that are included, that was a very nice touch. But besides that, I don't have many positives to say about the set. The helmet holes are in the wrong spot and should be lowered, and then of course that messes up the printing as well, which it's not terrible, but it's definitely not as good as it was back in the original set where we saw these clones. And again, this kind of falls into a niche category. I think this battle pack should have been a versus set with 2 of Ahsoka's clone troopers, and then maybe 2 of Maul's Mandalorians, or maybe you could go a 3 clone trooper to 1 Mandalorian ratio. Either way, I think it should have been a versus pack, as it's tough to recreate the Mandalore arc when you don't have any Mandalorians to do so. It makes this set a tough sell, especially when it's coming so late after the end of Season 7. At number 11, I have the classic Clone Troopers Battle Pack. This one started off the entire Battle Pack trend, and it did it very well. The only reason I have it this low is obviously its age has caught up with it. The minifigures, while it's a classic style, and I do like it because of that, I can't deny that the new is obviously better. However, this battle pack is so solid from its lineup of minifigures and to its builds that it still had to beat out some of the others on this list. The builds are both astounding. I think they're very fun and match the battle pack vibe perfectly. Then the clone lineup is easily the best ever from a battle pack. 2 regular Phase 2, a 327th, and then a shock trooper. That is such a great lineup. You can build so many armies at once. It's a very versatile pack, and if these clones weren't as dated, this would have easily been the top spot. At number 10, I have the Elite Clone Trooper and Commando Droid Battle Pack. Some people might think this needs to be higher, but I'm not a big fan of the build. I think it's pretty chunky. At least it's not the main attraction, though the minifigures here are spectacular, I'll give you that, but as a battle pack, it does feel kind of off to me. It's a fun set, but it doesn't feel like a battle pack. I know it's probably really nitpicky to say, but I feel like sets like this need to be catered more towards a minifigure pack or something like that. I know it's a very weird nitpick, but to me, it's always felt like battle packs should be sets where you get big, massable quantities of figures that you can build a big army out of. And all the figures in this set aren't really that. They're a bit more specialized. The commander droids you could use to build a pretty good army, but the clones are a bit more specialized. So despite being amazing minifigures, I just felt like this set kind of had to be lower on the list. Next, at number 9, I have the Battle on Seleucami. Now, this was kind of a weird one, and it is categorized as a battle pack, but I had trouble including it. I was kind of on the fence, but I did it anyway. It only has one clone trooper and then a bunch of droids, so it's really a versus pack, but it's kind of a droid battle pack. I included it anyway because it had a clone, but also because I think it's just a good set. I would have liked to maybe see one more clone. Honestly, I think it's just a very fun set with good builds and a bunch of droids, helping fill out the other side of the Clone Wars, having your clones something to fight against, which is important. And then both the speeders are very good in this set. And I have to mention that clone one last time because that recon trooper is amazing. And overall, it's just a fun set that kind of breaks the mold in a good way. Number 8 is the Clone Trooper Battle Pack. A set with some specialized clones that kind of drag it down from being one of the best ever. The Bark Speeder, I'll never complain about getting those in a battle pack. I mean, it's perfect for that style of set. A great scale, smaller build that just fits the clones perfectly. And in this case, we have a lot of cool clones. I really love the basic ARF. Trooper. It fits into any company and was a great pick. We really need to see more of these guys now. As for the Bomb Squad Troopers, I will say that's what brings down this set. They're kind of neat to get, but they're not a very big army buildable figure. So if they want to include them, one should have been the max. The figure we should have gotten two of is the Horn Company Trooper. This minifigure in this Legion is so cool looking. I can't believe they only included one. This would have been a great battle pack if they just made that one change, or even shifted the focus to the Horn Company. Really cool minifigure that I hope we see more of in the future. After that, we have the 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack. This set has a bunch of specialized clones, but I think it works a lot better than some of the others because while they are specialized, you can still build quite a few of these into your army. Plus, it's just really neat to see some of these clones that are brought in from Battlefront. They use that kind of as their source material, and that's what a lot of these guys are based on, and they look really great. Not to mention all the accessories you get in this set for your clones. I mean, it can be used for this set as well, but of course there's other clones you can put them on as well. I could go through and list every single clone in this set and why they're so great, but really they just all have so many details that break them apart from the traditional 501st clone and really spruce up your army. And finally, I guess I should mention the build as well, which is a pretty good looking cannon. I love how sleek it looks. It's a very sound and solid set that knows exactly what it is. Sitting at number 6, I have the Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack. A tremendous versus battle pack that combines two into one. And at the same time, it kind of revamps some classic battle packs we've seen before, which makes it fun for older fans of the theme. Nevertheless, though, completely on its own merits, this is a phenomenal battle pack. The figure lineup is amazing. It's a perfect selection of figures. And I love the opportunity to build two armies at once. Especially the droid side, I think having multiple B2s in there was such a great call. Same with the plain Phase 2 clones. I don't know why LEGO almost never makes them, so having 3 of them in one set at a really cheap cost was a great pitch. Besides the minifigures though, I think the builds are also very fun. The Stap Speeder is the only one I can say that's actually like really good and accurate, but the others are super fun. The Clone Speeder is a little weak and definitely the weakest from the set, but the turret build they have is pretty fun too, and I like how it's a throwback to the classic Clone Battle Pack. And finally, the Tri-Droid for the droids is actually a pretty good build. It's very small, but very nice for a battle pack. And in total, this set just has so much going on. Especially for its price point, it is such a good pickup and a great army builder for two sides, as well as being a great playset, having two sides to fight initially right when you open the box. At number 5, I have the Geonosian Troopers Battle Pack. The build in this set gets some hate, but I actually enjoy it. The big stud shooter on the front does detract a little bit, but it has a good amount of play, so you take the good with the bad. As far as the figures though, this is really why this set's so high on the list. That Geonosian camo looks spectacular. I love the color. This is a clone trooper that I really want to see again. The Battle of Geonosis is obviously so big in Star Wars, the first one and the second one that we see in the Clone Wars. So seeing some minifigures kind of inspired from that battle, even if they're not directly pulled from it, it's pretty cool. And it makes for a great battle pack. At number 4 is the Clone Trooper Command Station. This was technically a minifigure pack, but I threw it in anyway because those were basically just smaller battle packs. You'll notice the main difference is there's only 3 clones in here, but they did a really great job with this set. I think both the builds are very fun. They're of course very small, but they're not the main focus, and I think they accomplish what they're here to do very well. The focus here is the Clone Troopers, which are perfect. My only complaint could be that I think the captain there should be switched out with a normal Phase 1 clone as well. I get what they're going for, but at the same time, this set would have been way more army buildable with 3 regular Phase 1 clones. Instead, you're going to get a bunch of captains that you don't really need. But other than that, if you just buy one, I'd say this is a perfect set. Cracking the top 3, we have the Clone Walker Battle Pack. One of the original battle packs that really stands strong to this day. The build is a bit misshapen, but I think it's perfect for the time and very fun. It's got a different look to it that I kind of love. LEGO had a bit more freedom with this one and played around with it more, which doesn't always turn out great, but in this case, I think it did. Where the set really excels though is the clones. You get 3 normal clones and then 1 armored gunner clone. That armored clone is a little weak, but it's a neat figure to get. I'm just not sure how well it works in a battle pack. The big 3 are obviously the plain clones, which one can actually be turned into a commander as there's plenty of accessories included in this set, which was such a big bonus. Being able to make your own clone commander was such a good call. That was something that always amazed me as a kid, because then you could make your own commander, or you could just add to your army with another normal Phase 1 clone. It was a very great choice, and fit perfectly with the release of the Clone Wars. Hitting our runner-up spot, I'm sure to no one's surprise, we've hit the Kashyyyk Troopers Battle Pack. One of the most perfect of all time from 2014. This set is just astounding. The speeder build fits Kashyyyk perfectly, and while small, is perfect for a battle pack. Then, you just look at these clone troopers, and they're phenomenal. There's absolutely no complaints I have about any of them. I guess you could complain about the stud shooters, but that's an easy enough fix. The camo looks amazing, especially the scout variant. A very sound and solid set. That could only be beat out by one other set, and that's the Utapau Troopers pack. LEGO really struck gold in 2014 and gave us 2 of the best battle packs ever. The only reason I put this one higher is I kind of like the 212th a little bit better, and I will admit those airborne troopers look fantastic. Maybe the best clone trooper ever made. And the mix of 2 regular and then 2 airborne is perfect. I also love how this is kind of a versus pack. And instead of making the build something that works with the clones, they made it a tri-droid so the clones can fight that. It's a really fun concept that I'm sad to say hasn't really returned since. I mean, we've had versus packs, but not like this. It was a really good idea, and I think it works very well. And just adds to that value as you can play with it right out of the box. And with that, that was all 13 clone battle packs ranked. Let me know down in the comments your lists, or if maybe you do agree with my picks. Like and subscribe for more, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.